Let's face it, as Nintendo fans, we are often left slightly disappointed and scratching our heads asking why. Where is our Super Mario Galaxy 3? Why isn't Metroid out yet? Bring back the Ice Climber, seriously, and what were you thinking with the Virtual Boy? Well, sit back as Sean Capri and Bobby Pauls do just that. That's right, this is If We Ran Nintendo. Now, cue the music, maestro.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 27 of If We Ran Nintendo. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by my greatest friend in all the land of Canada, Sean Capri.
I don't care what your ranking of friends is. I'm just happy to be here, Bobby. It is an honor and a privilege to hang out with such a gentleman and a scholar.
It used to be fun.
Let me tell you something, Bobby. Let me tell you something. It's something that I heard from a great American. When they go low, you go high.
Sad.
Didn't you? I watched the debate yesterday. Come on,
I didn't watch the debate. I refuse to watch the debate. I could care less.
What? Might be my last time. It pissed off everybody in the whole room. Nice family get together. We all got furious watching this debate, but that's not why we're here. We're here to sip hot beverages.
Let me. Yeah, no. Before we jump into that, let me just say something.
Oh no, why did I bring it up?
It's not a bad thing. I'm just disappointed with the lack of education of American voters. That this is who people actually voted for. One of these two candidates. We are the United States of America, one of the greatest countries in all the land. We are literally screwed right now because of our choices, our lack there of choices. And this
will be the last time, though. This is, you know what? This is a rebuilding year.
Yeah, but dude, come on, man. I'm not. Look, I didn't vote for Obama. I'm not a big.
Why did I feed into this?
I don't
want to talk about that.
But my thing is, I thought this was.
You tell me when you're done.
Would you stop? You started it.
I just made a reference. I don't want to talk about it.
We'll get off.
Nobody wants to listen to this.
Nobody wants to hear about politics. They didn't come here for politics.
Exactly. Instead, we will pretend to run a company that we have no business running.
Exactly. I watched wrestling instead. I watched wrestling instead of the debates last night.
Even Josh Stapleton just tweeted out, "Yeah, everybody, you're sick of politics or whatever. Go listen to these shows." Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So we can't spit in his face like that by launching.
So should we start the show over? We'll start.
Okay. So what is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 27 of If We Ran Nintendo. I'm Bobby, the Nintendo Guru Pauls, joined by my best friend in the entire universe, including the Milky Way galaxy, Sean Capri. What is up, Sean? I don't just giggle.
Toby is going to kill you, man. You just went off the rails with that one. Anyway.
I hopped up on lemon water. What can I say?
Let's kick this episode off like we do each and every episode.
Oh, the geek outs!
With, the shout outs. Wrong show. I do have a geek out. Are we allowed to talk about this geek out yet?
What geek out? The paper smash?
No. You know the geek out. You know the geek out.
No, I don't know. There's so much to geek out about. There's one
thing.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe next. I need to. Not yet. But we're gonna tease this right now.
You're killing me, man.
I know there's something very, very exciting going down. Very possible. Yeah. I just haven't signed in ink just yet. But you're right. There is something massive.
It's massive. I can't wait. I started saving money.
You're just gonna have to tune in next week, folks.
Yes, you're gonna have to tune in next week.
We're going to
announce it next week because next week we're going to have a special guest on the show, and I want to get him so mad that he literally drops the call and leaves.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's way better. Yeah, that's better.
While we're talking about this and while we're talking about shout outs, I did want to give a shout out to Toby Thornton, my good buddy from the UK.
Smartest dude on the internet.
Yeah, man. And he is my co-host on the Geekcast. just really solid dude, man. We're working together, collaborating on a project, and it is coming together so well, man. I can't wait for this to be done. I'm hoping next week we'll have everything together and up. And if this works out the way I'm really hoping it does, this is going to basically open up the floodgates for a whole new direction for the Nintendo Guru channel. And, you know, this was the test. This was the test pilot. For us, and then it's going to move into stuff like with you and with Mark Carabin and all that stuff. Like, this is really, I'm excited because if this works, and I know it's going to work, I can see it working just because I see what's coming down the pipeline. This works. This takes us to a whole new level, and I'm excited for where it goes at that point. But Toby, man, I had to give him a shout out this week because dude is awesome, and he does a lot of cool stuff, and occasionally he lets me play Grand Theft Auto with him. And then he starts to berate me and yell at me. But no, I just want to give him a shout out. The other one I want to give a shout out to, Justin Masson.
Dude, he's a dude.
Let me tell you what, and I'm going to tell you this right now.
Classy student Alberta.
We've had him on a couple times now. And when he comes to this show, it is a pleasure to have him on because this dude takes it serious. Like, he takes it more serious than you and I. You and I are shooting off the hip with answers to our topics, and he comes well prepared, well versed, ready to go. And straight up, man, like, you can't ask for a better guest in the world than him. Like, he is phenomenal. I love that guy, seriously. And I just wanted to give him a shout out because I wanted to say, like, if you didn't listen to last week's episode, I felt it was really good. Definitely one of the best that we've done so far. And definitely wouldn't have been the same without him. Like, he just knocked it out the park. Like, he came fully ready to go. And he did the same thing when we did the Zelda thing. And that's why I love having him on the show. Like, he really takes it up a notch. Like, a lot of times you do guest appearances, and I'll tell you from my perspective, I know Sean's perspective is the same. Like, even if you know the person, sometimes you're not sure what you're getting when you go into that episode. You're like, is it going to pan out right? Is it going to be good? Is it not going to be good? And then if you don't know the person, it's even worse because then you're flying in the dark, and knowing someone on the internet and then actually talking to them like we do right now, totally different ballgame.
Yep.
So once you get them in and it locks in and you know it's good, it's awesome. But then when you have a guest that, like, not only comes to the show, comes fully prepared, laundry list of notes, P's and Q's he's on them and he's just knocking them out the park. Like, that's just makes the job so much easier. You know what I mean? Like, I know when we have Justin Masson on the show, I can just sit back and be like, I throw the topic out and he just runs. And then I'm like, I like that. I don't like that. Okay, we can try this. We can do it. Like that. He's got it laid out, man. He is really good guy. And I wanted to thank him for last week's episode because I don't think I did it properly enough after the fact. So
you're just so caught up in how amazing he is. You almost forget your manners.
I agree. And for me, it's understandable. I'm just a filthy American. But you, Mr. Canada,
I was under the
Mr.
weather.
Canada.
I was under
that
the
is
weather.
true. That is true. I got to tell you, like, thank you for coming on last week because I know you're feeling under the weather, and I begged you to come on. I was like, just come on for 15 minutes. Because I want to do that whole beginning thing about the other podcast. No, I really did.
Just for 15 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I could probably do that. I'm like, well, what's the difference? I'll just stay on for another hour and a half.
Hitting stage for the whole time. I was like, man.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
This was awesome. Yeah. So, last shout out. And I should have done this 2 weeks ago, and I didn't. And I always remember as I'm in the car riding home or riding to work the next day after I'm listening to the podcast, and I'm like, man, why did I forget this guy? We the Nerdy, Andrew.
Oh.
So for those who don't know, this podcast is now available on We the Nerdy. You can go there. You can check out Sean's podcast. You can check out my podcast. It's got a bunch of other podcasts on there as well. And Andrew, like a couple months ago, I did one article for him. You know what I mean? And I've been keep meaning to do more, and I just haven't got around to it and such. But he is so gracious, seriously, and he you went to him on my behalf and was like, well, it's our behalf because it's your show too. And you went to him, you were like, hey, Andrew, what do you think about us adding this to the website? You know, it's content, like Bobby will still host it. You don't have to pick up hosting duties and all that, because 90% of the podcasts you have are freeloaders, and they're just there.
Like me?
Yeah, like
is that what you're getting at?
Like 2-3 podcasts. Sean has like 6 podcasts on the show on the website, and no, truthfully, like he went to him and said, "Hey, Bobby's he'll still keep the hosting, but we'd like to put it on the website and stuff," and he did. So I want to encourage everybody right now, like if you have not checked out We the Nerdy, if you have not gone to the website, amazing articles on comic books, reviews on comics, video games, movies, like they have it all covered. They are, in my feeling, and I could be wrong, they are today's generation IGN. Like when I was a young guy, seriously, it is the truth. When I was a young guy, I would go to IGN for news and articles and different things of that nature. You can't find that stuff there anymore.
Yeah.
Now it's all videos and podcasts, and that's it. Everything links to a video, everything like that. Like the comment section is horrendous at IGN. Like I haven't gone into the comment section in forever because it was just nonsense. It was just toxic. And I feel like what Andrew has created there at We the Nerdy is really top notch.
Yeah, man, it's a celebration of everything nerdy. It's a celebration of geek culture, and it's incredible that the team that we have there is just very dedicated to always, like, there's always content going up. And I've been there for about 1.5 years. I've never seen it this dynamic and having this much content go up on a daily basis. Like, to the point where, like, Andrew and I are like talking, like we need to almost like blow up the site just to allow for more to show up on that homepage. Yeah, because we have like 5, 6, 7 articles going up a day, and like, so it's absolutely incredible, and it's great to have you on there. And I feel like the main benefit there is like you can watch. We got the video version of the podcast embedded on the site, so you can go there, visit. You can watch it right there. You can leave a comment below. You can click through the YouTube page. You can leave a comment on the YouTube page as well. There's links for Google Play, iTunes, like everything is there. So we just, like, for me, like what I wanted to make sure the show had was like a place for it to just kind of live. Cause you go like when we record, we finish, you go off and you post it to everywhere, which is amazing, but it doesn't really have like a central hub for if anybody wants to like learn more about it. They kind of had to make up their mind based on like all of the different links that you have to tweet out for SoundCloud and iTunes and all these other things. So it's all one place. It looks great, and we'll have kind of like all of the episodes archived under the podcast menu. You can always find If We Ran Nintendo. It's all right there.
So thank you for doing that, because that's just me. But Andrew, you're the rock star in all this, man. You made this happen. Like, you're giving us a place to actually be, and I am very appreciative of that. And Sean and
nice of you to say. It's a thankless job for sure for him to run.
Absolutely, because he's not making money off this. Like this is fun, man. This is all fun. Like, he's funding all of this. Yeah. And straight up, like, that's why I would love more people to go check out their website and just engage and have a good time over there, because he's not getting paid to do this. And he's look, I know what it costs me to do 2 podcasts, and he's got 6 podcasts over there. Yeah, man. And it's not cheap. So I know what the guy's putting out, and I appreciate it wholeheartedly. So
super passionate.
The other thing is we're actually going to be doing a review together. Yes. A game that just came out, but we'll get into that in a second. But that's actually going to be for We the Nerdy. We're going to put it on there. Something new that we're trying, because I went to Andrew and I was like, look, I'd like to do video game reviews, but I can't. I'm not the type of person that can write these things. Like, that's not who you want. Like, I can write when it's just like talk about nonsense. I can do that. But when it comes to actual video game structure reviews, I'm not your guy for that. But I do have the gift of gab, and I can sit there and run my jaws forever. So if you'd like, I'll do that. And he was like, yeah, absolutely. That'd be awesome. So
yeah, you got the gift of something.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Yeah,
I can't wait either.
Related, But Andrew reviewed Gears of War. We tried something a little bit new. We recorded kind of like a 20-minute little conversation. I'd like to tighten it up just a little bit more. But video version of We the Gamercast, it'll be on youtube.com/WeTheNerdy. I'd like to do the same thing with you. And it's kind of neat because like you'll have like the conversation with us going back and forth. And then we throw in some gameplay footage over top. So it's kind of like we're sitting in front of a TV talking about the game. And then we got some splashes of gameplay. It looks really cool. I just sort of threw something together, but expect more like that with, I think, me and you. I think we're going to
absolutely
do the Nintendo stuff.
We're doing it with the Nintendo stuff, and and we'll do other stuff too. I'm not strictly have to be Nintendo.
Nope, you're only Nintendo, Bobby.
I'm only Nintendo and Nintendo guru, and other than that, but I mean,
you're going to be the Xbox guru soon.
Stop, man! You're gonna get people mad at me.
Don't jinx. Oh, okay.
Don't ever say that, man. That's not. Xbox.
I thought it was out there. I'm sorry.
No, Xbox is hard.
Don't tell me these things.
Don't ever stop. The only thing good about Xbox is Phil Spencer. The rest is trash. Don't ever.
Handsome. So handsome.
So anyway, the game that we're going to review is Paper Mario Color Splash. So I picked this up on launch day. You picked it up yesterday, right?
The first couple hours today.
Okay, I'm deep, man. I'm probably, I want to say 7-8 hours in.
Yeah, it's easy to do. Like if I wasn't, the only reason I'm not playing right now is because of this stupid show.
Wow. Really? I was playing, and it's all right because I was playing before. That's why I was late. That's
why I was late. We're both just like, we'll try and podcast, but we'll play it off to the side here.
Yeah, this is like, we'll just keep playing. Oh, dude, let me tell you what.
What were your expectations going? Well, we can get into that in a review, but yeah, let me know.
But it doesn't matter because hopefully the people that watch this will watch that as well. But we could talk about it a little bit here. That's kind of what I want to do. I want to talk about that game a little bit because
talk about it.
Going in, the last Paper Mario game I played was on the Wii.
Oh, you didn't play Sticker Star?
Didn't play Sticker Star. Didn't play the 1,000-Year Door that everybody apparently loves. That's the only one that I ever played was on the Wii. Mm-hmm. So I had zero expectations going into this.
Okay.
None. I had played a couple Mario Luigi games and stuff like that. But this one, like, I couldn't wrap my head around the hate leading into this. I couldn't understand why people were so upset with it. And now that I've played it, I really don't understand.
I know
why people are upset about this game. Like this game, if you want the traditional RPGs, go play the Mario Luigi stuff. If you want a game that's got RPG mechanics and is really
like a basic battle system.
Yeah, a basic battle system that is just fun. It's a fun game. The storyline is very quirky, and the humor is...
It's some of the best writing. Like I said, I'm only a couple hours in, but like I look forward to... Like when do you and I talk about this all the time, when do you look forward to going interacting with a character and looking forward to seeing like what are they going to say? I can't wait to find out like what joke some of these shy guys are going to come out with, or the Toads, or the Bucket.
There's something I'm going to... spoilers. It's not even a spoiler. It's a weapon you get. It's a plunger, right?
Oh, spoiled. I hadn't got it yet.
You'll get it. It's very,
I know.
But the lowbrow humor that comes with this plunger,
amazing,
hilarious. So, have you gotten any of the big weapons yet?
I just got the hammer and it splashes paint.
Oh no! You'll get it like a gigantic fan that like it does these like Japanese-esque things where like all of a sudden Mario and the enemies fall out of the sky and you see the earth, and then this big gigantic fan comes up behind the earth. Yeah, it turns on and blows the enemies off the stage.
I love it. Yeah, they had like big stickers in the Sticker Star game, so it's kind of like that. I imagine.
So yeah, this right. Well, this was with cards, so it's a card system. But this one, there is a plunger. So all of a sudden you fall down on the rooftop, and there's like. It looks like lights flickering, like neon lights flickering on the scene, but you don't see the neon lights. You kind of see it like, and the music gets kind of like porn-esque,
like
kind of sexual. The next thing you know, like the plunger starts coming out, and then it jumps and hits whatever the enemy is, and it looks like it's humping it. Like,
come on,
dude! I can't make it up. I cannot make it up. And next thing you know, it's like gets faster. And it's like,
good lord!
It is hilarious, dude.
Just imagine Justin kids asking, "Daddy, what's happening?"
But the thing of it is like that's okay, so it's funny for us because we're adults. I don't think a little kid would pick that up. It's one of those Bugs Bunny type moments where something happens, the adults get it, and the kids get a different reaction. It's like, oh my God, this is hilarious. Like, this is just funny. So I'm telling you, this game, man, it's up there on my list.
I'm having a blast with it. And I mean, the only thing that, like, there's a lot of, it's talking at you a lot in the first little bit. It's really, you don't really get a good flow of the game for the first little while. But once you do, like, I've cleared the first area. I got a little flash of, you've only colored in 30% of the uncolored. And I'm like, oh, damn it. And it's such a silly little thing. But of course, I jump back into the level. I'm filling in all these spots. And I'm just barely scratching the surface with this. And it's such a beautiful game. Like, it looks handcrafted. It looks like this isn't just pumped out of a video game factory. This looks like every frame was made by hand. And it's not, I mean, obviously that ties in nicely with the fact that we're dealing with paint here. But it's so beautiful. And once again, Nintendo knocks it out of the park with the soundtrack. I have to find this thing. I need to be listening to this in my everyday. This is the type of music that takes your day from a crappy one to an amazing. Like, this will make you in a good mood. If you're having a rough day, this immediately shines new light. It's like the clouds are parting, the music is playing. It's amazing.
So I got the game Friday, right? I come downstairs before I leave for work. I download the game. Boom, go to work. Come home, it's there.
How big is it? Do you remember?
It's not big at all, man. I know.
I don't even think it's a gig.
I don't even think it's a gig. I think it's not big at all. I call Tony downstairs, and I'm like, I want you to see this. Check this out.
Yeah.
Now, she had saw all the stuff before. She saw the hate, and she was like, that game looks beautiful. I don't understand why people are so mad about it. I'm like, it's the internet. You know how it is.
It is the internet. It's toxic, man.
Yeah. So I sit down, and I open up, and I start playing. She's like, this is awesome. I think I want to play this game. Like, she really fell in love with the art style and the way it looks, and it's just, dude, so good. So
let me tell you something. If anybody's been listening to We the Gamercast, every time I start a new episode, I get on and I talk about what I've been up to, what I've been playing. And probably for the last 5 weeks, I've been very flaky. I haven't really locked in on a game for a long, long time. And all of a sudden, Nintendo comes out with a game that nobody expects to do well at all. And this is all I can think about right now. As soon as we're done, I'm going to go do that. I'm going to skip meals. I'm going to be short on sleep because of this game. Yeah. It's incredible. I'm just loving it. I'm so glad that I ended up getting it. I was kind of like questioning it, but then it was thanks to you. You got so excited about this thing. So
I played last night till midnight.
It's so easy. You just keep going.
Keep going. Because it was like 11. Okay, so I watched wrestling last night. Me and Tony downstairs in the game room. We watched it. Got done. She went upstairs, and I was like, I'm gonna play Paper Mario for a little bit. She's like, okay, no problem. Mind you, I played all damn day, and she's yelling at me. She's like, I lost my husband to the basement. Like, you're not ever up here anymore. And I'm like, sorry for you, but. So I'm playing. I'm like, here, hand me the controller. She does, and I start playing. It's 11, and then she yells down, I thought you were tired. I was like, no, I said the dog was tired. I'm not tired. I'm like, I'll be up. I'm just going to finish this level. And she's like, okay. Well, me and the dog are going to bed. I'll see you in a bit. I'm like, okay. Dude, an hour later, and I'm still going at it. And I'm like, this is nuts. And then this morning, I wake up at 5 and I come downstairs and I start playing again. And I'm like, dude, my life, this game is my life right now.
I'll tell you what, man. Like, there's something about this game that nobody talks about. Everybody's so freaking obsessed with 1080p, 60 frames per second. The load times in this thing are so snappy. Yep. There's nothing in this game that makes you wait. And for as much I've been playing this, I'm not looking at my phone. And I swear to God, that's like my new test. I'm never pause from the game looking back at my phone because there's no load times. Anytime you're switching in and out of battles, it's right in there. And then going from world to world, it's right there. This is something that I don't know. I feel like eventually people will start to notice that this is a big deal because it's a problem. Everywhere else I go, the reason I'm flaky with games is because I'm going back and forth between my phone and the game, and it's any chance that I really get any load time whenever the gameplay kind of takes a pause and I have to go back to a menu, I have to go somewhere else from a overworld to whatever. I get so many chances to be distracted, and at least with this game with Color Splash, excuse me. I'm just battle back to game from a world next to the next level. It's just it's so snappy, and I really, really appreciate that. I feel like there's no understating that. I think that's something we really need to start focusing on when we look at games critically, is the load time. We need to get back to, because we need to value our time better than a lot of games are allowing us to. I don't want to sit in load times anymore. I want Nintendo to really push this forward, and I love that. Like, this is now a feature, as ridiculous as that is.
Here's the thing: like, so we are in the disc-based era of video games, and we all heard of rumors that they're going back to cartridge, or whatever. Again, it doesn't feel like it's a disc-based game. Like, I don't feel like, okay, so I pick a world, right, or I pick a level I want to go to, I click it, and it brings up this kind of cool looking silhouette, like the color silhouette, and you see Mario in color, and he's walking across. He doesn't even like have to go completely across, but it's playing a music that's kind of themed to the level. It puts up the title of the level, and then boom, you're in, and and it's like, go, have fun.
Totally.
And I just, man, I'm hooked. I really am.
The music, there's so many callbacks to like Mario 3. You see a little airship, you get some airship music in there, and it's always they've done something very familiar, and then they change it just a little bit, and you're like, I really like. I just love it. The music kind of starts off with that same theme, and then they take it off into a different direction. It's absolutely beautiful. This game is, I can't speak highly enough about it right now. Yeah, maybe a little easy. Maybe that might be my own thing, but I'm still very, very.
That's why I want to put more time in. I mean, we're not going to do the review until we get a good portion of it down. I'm going to try to beat it if we can before.
I want to know what other people think. I'm sure we're not the only ones playing this.
I'm curious. I am curious. The thing with me is that I feel like, and I'm not done with drone on about this, but I just feel like I was the same way as you. Like, if you listen to the Geekcast, we have a section, what we're playing. And the last month and a half, 2 months has been like, bounce to this game, to this game, to this game, to this game, to this game. And it's like, I mean, listen, last week I was liking Severed. Like, I got this game and I haven't touched Severed. And not to say I'm not going to go back and beat Severed, but man, I'm like hooked on this one. This is like, it's got its hooks in me and I'm in deep. And the only thing I hope is I can beat it before November 20th when SteamWorld Heist hits the Wii U, because otherwise I'm going to be locked.
That's just it, man. We're now in the ticking time bomb towards Christmas. It's not a bomb, but we're in the race towards Christmas. There's going to be games coming out every other week, it seems, probably every week. So yeah, it's nice to find something nice and early. You can play.
The thing is let's turn this into a little mini If We Ran Nintendo. I feel like Nintendo dropped the ball with this one. I think it should have been. They didn't know what they had. Maybe it should have been a Christmas title.
This does feel like, while I was playing it, I'm like, this is the type of thing that I would play while on Christmas holidays. Like, when I've got like a week off, this is something I would totally play for the entire 7 days.
Yeah, man. I don't understand the thinking when you don't have anything major coming out for Christmas. Like, why? And I guess
I actually like the release date, man. I actually quite like it.
You like it now?
I like the release date. I don't mind this. I feel like it's just going to get crazy.
I'm happy to have the game. I'm ecstatic to have my hands on the game. I'm not going to knock that one bit. I'm happy to have the game. Absolutely.
You think a December release date would be better, you think? Is that what you're thinking?
I felt like November. You know what I mean? Like go in your sweet spot. Go November 18th. Same time that, well, maybe they were afraid that, there was getting so much hate for this game. They might have been afraid to, like, mix it up with a bunch of stuff and it just getting lost.
Yeah.
Because I could see that happening. I mean, it's telling, right? At least now it's kind of out on its own and there's really no competition at the moment.
That's where I was coming with it, but you're right. I don't think there's much of a push from Nintendo. Like, there's no amiibo support here. They're kind of going for Mario Party instead. Yeah, I would actually really like to see what they could do on I don't know, because Paper are kind of like the 2D. I don't know how you make that into a 3D, because they have that Game & Watch, those Game & Watch figures that were, I think, okay at best. They're neat looking, but
dude, I'll tell you right now, there is an amiibo artist. Her name is Kickash. Kiickash. She does Paper Mario amiibo. Custom.
I gotta check these out.
Dude, these are phenomenal.
They're cool. Hey, would you buy them? You'd buy them.
In a minute, dude.
Yeah.
In a minute, I would buy them. I'm surprised I haven't bought
something like that.
I think she's like $40. I think she
Yeah.
charges like $40 from. You know what? I don't know why I haven't bought one from her yet. I have custom amiibo from everybody except for her, Gone to Chris,
Yeah.
and AK Shop. They're the three that I have to get one from. But dude, she does home run, man. Home
You know what?
run.
I take it back. I haven't even looked at these, and I totally take it back. I'm looking at your Splatoon amiibo behind you. Like, there's just so much to do with different props, especially in this world. Like all the different hammers and the plunger you could have. I don't know. There's just a lot you could do. I thought it might be limiting. So I think that's more telling than anything. The fact that we don't have a.
You know what? Here's the thing too that to me that speaks volumes to me is we don't need amiibo for every single game.
That's true.
You know, and
good point.
I'm kind of glad that we didn't get amiibo.
But even
I mean, it would have been nice. It would have been nice to have it.
Chibi Robo got an amiibo.
Yeah, but that was right in the midst of all the heat of amiibo. Amiibo were hot at the moment when Chibi Robo got one. Because I think right now, Chibi Robo wouldn't be getting an amiibo if we were talking right now.
Yeah.
But I think that, like, well, speaking of amiibo real quick. So my cousin texted me today, right? And my cousin and I, we used to play video games all the time. Like, I actually have his NES. His parents gave me his NES, which to me is like, it's mine. Like, I sold mine I talked about this on your podcast.
I was going to say, this is the cousin that called the Nintendo Power Hotline, right?
Yeah. No, this is a different one. No, not this one. This is a different one.
That's my favorite story. I love that story.
But this was the cousin that I said lied. Remember when I said, like, I had a cousin that said that he knocked down King Hippo and King Hippo got back up. And for months I was trying to replicate it and I couldn't figure out how he did it. And it was just BS. He just lied. And I was so hard up for entertainment. What I used to do was I would call my cousin David and I would say, David, do me a favor. What are you doing? He's like, I'm playing Kung Fu. Whatever. I'm like, can you just put the phone down next to the speaker so I can listen to you play? And he was like, okay. And he put the phone down. He'd play, and I'm just listening. I'm just sitting there because I wasn't allowed to get an NES yet. And
how old school is this? It's like watching Let's Plays and like the most primitive play possible.
And then he'd pick up and he'd go, are you still there? Yeah, man, put it back down. 5 more minutes. Can we just 5 more minutes? He put it back down, and I'd sit there and listen to him play. It was hilarious.
I would totally have done that. That's really funny.
Yeah.
We used to, because we would want to tape TV shows. We would want to tape but we didn't know how to do it on a VCR, so we would just use a tape recorder and tape record like episodes of Ninja Turtles or Captain Planet or stuff like that.
That's what we used to do.
Hilarious. And we figured it out later. And I think the statute of limitations is up on this one. We used to copy tape to tape, Bobby.
Oh boy.
Look up 2 VCRs.
Yeah.
That stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Then you learn about EP recording.
Yes.
You have like 6 hours. You got all 3 Star Wars on, except for the credits. You got to be smart about it.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about here?
So my cousin David called. David texted me today, right? So, he hasn't played in so long, right? So anytime he has questions now, he calls me up.
Of course, that's what I do.
His son Christopher, who he's like, I think he's like 8 or 9 now. He'll be like, hey, Christopher wants a console. What do I get him or whatever? And he's like, I'm going to get him a PlayStation. Should I get him a PlayStation? He was going to buy a PlayStation 3 for Christmas. I said, don't buy him a PlayStation 3. He's like, yeah, but I can get it a little bit cheaper. I'm like, David, come on. Dude, that's like your dad bringing you home a Super Nintendo or bringing you home a Nintendo when the Super Nintendo just came out. Don't do that to that kid. And he's like, well, you put it to me like that. I got to get him the PS4 now.
Totally, just think,
I would be so mad. Like if I'm a kid and all my friends are getting Super Nintendos and I get an NES, like that was like when I had my NES, everybody's getting NES, and I got the Atari 7800 because that's all my parents would give me. But so anyway, so a couple days ago, well, about a month ago, he calls me up. He's like, dude, is there any games that I can get him? He's like, all he plays is these Call of Duty games or killing each other and stuff. He's like, is there anything else? Like, can I get him Final Fantasy? Because me and him play Final Fantasy all the time. Like, Final Fantasy's coming out, but it's not like you and I remember. So I don't know that. I'm sure he would love it, but if you think you're going to sit there with him and get some nostalgia feelings, it ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
So I said, you want a game? Here's a game that's kind of like Mario Brothers. I think he'll really love it. I said, get him Ratchet and Clank. Nice. I said, it's very cartoony feel. It's very Mario. You'll love it. He'll love it. Knock yourself out. So he texted me today. He's like, yeah, he just bought a Madden 17, Ratchet and Clank, and he bought Disney Infinity. And he's like, can he buy Amiibo and use them? And I start laughing. I'm like, David, it's Nintendo, dude. You're not going to put Amiibo in. He's like, I don't know. And all that. He goes, I'm seeing all this different stuff. I'm like, there's Skylanders, there's Disney Infinity, there's Lego Dimensions, there's Amiibo. I said, all different ball games. You're not combining anybody. It's just different all across the board. He's like, I just saw them Amiibo. I'd really like to get it. I said, then buy them. What are you sitting there for? What are you doing, man? But so anyway, that was my quick story. So
I love it.
I'm sure people are tired of listening. Let's jump into our topic for this week.
That is all.
That is all for the Ramble Fest.
All right.
So if we ran Nintendo, we have the NX on the horizon. 2 questions. 1, do we continue with the Miiverse? And what and if we do decide to continue with the Miiverse, what improvements or fixes do we apply to the Miiverse by the time the NX comes out? So my first question, obviously is, do we continue with the Miiverse? Like, what's your feeling about Miiverse?
My initial reaction when you sent me this topic was, well, let's just blow it up, get rid of it. Miiverse is terrible. I hate it. I'm just gonna put it all out there. I don't find there is really a single redeeming quality about it. There are things that are not bad about it, but I don't think that there's any one thing about it that makes it go, that's why that's there. Yeah. I understand why I want to go into the Miiverse. It's like, I think that it's so broken in terms of how it's supposed to integrate your entire Nintendo experience that my first glance at this is to go like, get rid of it.
Yeah. But
instead, while I thought about this a little more, I'm like, well, there are pieces that we can maybe stitch back together to the fabric of the Nintendo experience and social media. And I feel like if there anything is going to help this thing out, it's other social media.
Yeah.
And so I think that leaning on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, even, I think that's really what is missing here is Nintendo trying to do this all on their own instead of leveraging kind of the power that where everybody else is already.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if I have a couple of other ideas, but I don't know if you have thoughts on that.
Well, I kind of agree with where you're going here.
Would you blow it up?
My feeling is this. I would, let's say, if you want to keep the name Miiverse, that's fine. The existing focus of Miiverse, I would exit stage left of. I feel like you said, it's just not, like, don't get me wrong. Obviously, Sony copied. Sony came right behind and copycatted with communities.
Those don't work either. Nobody cares about that.
I know. But so I look at it and I go, okay, if I was to fix this, if I was to go, okay, this is what we're doing ground up. I was thinking about it a lot today, and I felt like the first issue is take the handcuffs off people. Stop limiting the amount of posts that people can do, because you can only do like one post like every 5 minutes or something like that. Like, it's very hand-holdy. Stop.
Yeah, it's a needless limitation.
Yeah, stop with what restrictions of what people can post. And now, when I say this, for my own personal experience, so I was playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and I put spoiler, so you can't see it unless you click it. And I typed in the code to Mike Tyson to Mr. Dream or Mike Tyson. I get the message removed, and I get a message from Nintendo: do not put your personal information on Miiverse. So I reply to the violation. I'm like, that's not personal information. I don't know why I'm being told I can't put this up there. They come back with, do not put personal information, i.e. phone numbers, credit cards, things of that nature. I go, it's the code to the last boss. You should know, you're Nintendo. You should know what this is.
They've forgotten, Bobby.
Apparently so. I can't forget it. How can they forget it? So I just look at this and I go, that's like, so I feel like the hand-holdiness, the the limitations of what people can post is just ridiculous on some
Mhm.
degree. Now I understand you don't want like, guys putting their junk on that's fine. I'm not talking about that. Like that's fine. Like put a team in there that like eliminates all the porn and all that, like all the nasty pictures or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But my mind, I thought, was turn it into kind of an Instagram, because I feel like Instagram is the best working system for what we're looking to do here.
Right. This is sort of similar to kind of where I was coming to, is like basically combine like achievements, trophies, and Miitomo. And I feel like the best part of Miitomo was the Mi Photo. So that kind of goes in line with what you're saying with Instagram.
Yeah.
Like,
and what I mean by that is, all right, I'm playing a level. If I want to grab a little video clip, if I want to take a picture, if I want to draw a picture, if I want to type up something.
Oh, man, yeah.
And just post it. And then you can put hashtags in there. You can do whatever you want to do. Speaking of which, let's blow up our friends lists. You know what I mean? Let's not limit it to 100. I'm maxed out. Like, if I literally have a game night, I have to eliminate people off my list in order to add new people. And I get yelled at all the time. Like, I'll take people off my list. And I'm like, you remove me? Oh, take it easy, man. I have to. I got other people. I don't know. I look at when the last time I played with you. If it's been a while, I kick you off the list. And if you want to come back, you come back. It ain't no big deal. But there's no reason why that list shouldn't be 1,000 to I would say 5,000. You know what I mean? Like, make it 5,000 strong. No, it's going to be very hard for people to get 5,000 subscribers or followers or whatever.
Some will, like some personalities definitely
Of
will.
course,
And we've heard that on PlayStation, even where you get up to 1,000 and everything just breaks.
Yeah.
So that there's a reason against kind of like a massive limit, but there's differences. I think Xbox does it nicely where you can be a friend or you can follow people.
Yes.
And I think that's something that you're getting at here.
Yeah. And it's, maybe your friends are the people that exactly. Maybe your
like
friends.
You're sharing your real name with those people 100%. Yeah. Or you can follow people just like you would Instagram. Exactly.
Yeah. So, but I think that like people can like your pictures, whatever it may be. You can also, you want to post your stickers, you can post your stickers. You can do whatever you want to do. Like, I feel like if it's in an Instagram fashion, it just works so well. And I think that to me is the way and the direction that they need to take with this in the future. Like, what they have now, sorry, it's garbage. And
I agree. I agree with
you. I think the premise when they first did it was spot on. I loved what they were trying to do. I applaud them for trying it. It's something a little different. They basically wanted to create their own social media.
Yep.
And it just fell through. And part of that was they didn't embrace cell phones. If there was a Miiverse app that you could download and you could actually post all the time on the fly, no problems. But
for the record, I do come prepared. I know Bobby makes it sound like we're just making stuff up off the top of our head. Number one thing on my list, app. There has to be. This has to be something like I wake up in the morning that I check that I'm checking on the bus on the way. I can add friends. I can buy things. Nintendo definitely needs like a fully formed app. And maybe maybe it is kind of like Facebook. Now I am rambling a little bit. Maybe it's more like you've got like a core app, but then you can kind of piece off and go there. And then you do have a Miiverse app that acts more like your Instagram type of thing. You can flip through your feed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there definitely needs to be like a home base on your phone for you to add friends, to buy things, to redeem codes, all these other different types of things. There needs to be like the PlayStation and Xbox app, and then the Miiverse needs maybe an offshoot of it. But it needs to be very clear how it integrates with everything. I always feel like the Miiverse is way off to the side, and if you want to ignore it, you totally can. And actually, there's really nothing there that really entices you to go over and check it out. Like I honestly couldn't care less. You kept saying could care less. That means that there's room for you to care less. It's couldn't care less.
Well, I say could care less.
No, but that's then you're not really hating on it.
Stop. All right, this isn't correct Bobby's grammar time. This is we know that I say a lot of things that are wacky, right? Just let it go.
Bobby.
Let it go.
I can't believe how many times you said it. That's all.
Stop. I could care less.
Go ahead.
Would you stop? I couldn't care less. You know what? Why? All right. Okay. So, is there? And I think too because now I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, if we have the Instagram-esque app, then there could be a section that you click, and then it goes into your stamp collection.
Mm-hmm.
Because you and I both said this, like stamps
This is your achievement.
That should be their achievements. Mm-hmm. But they, more than just stamps, maybe it's a stamp book, you know what I mean? Where people can flip through, and maybe like they become colorized once you actually have them. Maybe they're black and white when you don't have it, and they're colorized when you have it. And people can click on them and they can see like, hey, Bobby got this by beating Bowser in 3D World or whatever it may be. Like that stuff would be so fun. Like
it'd be really cool if it unlocks some sort of like trading game. Like you get your stamp, that's not going away or anything. But if it gave you like 3 cards or something that you could, or other stamps or something like that, you could go trade with friends and just kind of make like a collected all sort of like, oh my goodness, the 3DS,
the Badger game.
No,
you're talking about the puzzles.
The puzzles, yeah. So it'd be kind of neat just to have like a new set of things that we can complete, and the way that we do that is somehow interacting with friends on Miiverse or some other fashion like that. Be cool. Like that's what I mean when we need something that we check in on every once in a while, and something that has a bit of a hook to it. It needs to have some sort of like gameplay hook almost.
Well, because my thing is this: it's like if you look at a game like Mario Kart, right, and if I go on and I look and I go, oh my God, Sean did this last night on Mario Kart, or he did this on Mario Kart, or this, like that's kind of cool. Like it shows, like, it's no different than like when I hop on Twitter and I go, oh, what'd Sean do today? And I look through and see, or Facebook and look at your posts and see what you're doing and all that. And to me, that's the answer. Like if you have something like that where your friends that are gaming can go and say like, hey, what did so-and-so do today? And let me check his achievements or whatever, and
well, it is part of the Xbox app. I really like this where you just go in and it's just, this is the first screen. If you're looking at the YouTube video, I'm just kind of scrolling through and this is the feed that I get from all of my friends and what they're up to. It's the achievements that they've unlocked and the things that they're up to. I can like it. I can leave a comment. I can share it with people. And ultimately, like this is kind of bare bones. I feel like the potential is greater for Nintendo. And that's what I mean, where if you get something, like if you get not really worth anything in terms of monetary value, it's not giving you a discount on anything, but it's something to then take and then go interact with other people to trade like a collectible of some sort. But Xbox is doing this right now. It flows through like an Instagram,
and that's kind of like Instagram, like what you just showed me there. Looks, like can people comment on it, or is it just
I can leave a comment right now, like congratulations, that's a really hard achievement. But this is only really achievements. It doesn't really it's actually kind of difficult if you want to do anything else, if you wanted to create something. But if people capture if they capture screenshot, it shows up here as well. If there's like a 20-second little clip of video gameplay, that's there as well too. But yeah, I think that there's the fact as soon as you said draw something, I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of the thing. Yeah. And that's why I want there to be like some sort of Mario Paint or something kind of include like some sort of creativity suite. Basically like a lot of Macs come
But let's be honest. If the NX is what it is, you're not going to have drawing on it. No.
I feel like that it's going to have touch capability.
We don't know that. So we assume, but we don't know. Yeah. You know what I mean?
We build that into the app too.
If it doesn't have touch capability, then this is a mute point and you're not going to be able to draw anymore. But still have the stamps and all that stuff and do that type of stuff. But the fact that I could actually type something like a status would be kind of cool. Just be like, oh, whatever it might be. It doesn't have to be Nintendo related. It could be whatever. Like, I had a rough night last night or whatever. And
I think they have the ability here to allow, and this is so opposite from where they're at right now, but to allow people like you who evangelize the Nintendo brand to become stars on the Miiverse. Like it's almost like you give people a platform to become famous on it, and people will flock to it. They'll do everything they possibly can to grow numbers, to grow an audience. And it seems to fit really nicely with Nintendo. Just you're talking about before, you're so desperate to watch a game that you listen to it. Yeah. Like let's have that built into. I mean, that's obviously Twitch for stuff like that, but it'd be nice if it was caked into the infrastructure of Nintendo, and then also allow you to broadcast to Twitch as well. I think there's just so many pieces here for people to give people a chance to be famous on something. They'll do everything they can to do it, and that's how you build strong communities.
And I agree completely with that. And I think that, like, you know, if you have a place where people can go and do their posts and all, like, Miiverse could become like a huge social media outlet. You know what I mean? Like, you could have people download this app and just run it like a Miiverse, like run it like a Facebook or a Twitter. I don't want to say Facebook. I want to say more like a Twitter, more like an Instagram.
Sure.
Where it's just a feed that goes up and people can post other stuff. But hey, listen, there's an underlying tone here that it's Nintendo related, and you got a bunch of people, because think of it like this. Okay. If you had your
Miiverse, profile would be like built of the questions that you're answering in Miitomo.
Well, maybe whatever. It doesn't have to be that.
But Nintendo based, like, what's your favorite console? What's your favorite game? And you can have like your profile built of like Nintendo centric questions.
But here's the thing. This is where I'm trying to go with all this. So, big picture, okay? We open this up and we create an app called the Miiverse, right? And all these people are on it. Okay, so it's a Twitter, it's an Instagram, things of that nature. Now, all of a sudden, you have my mom, your mom, your brother, whoever, who don't own a Nintendo console. They're on this thing because it's the new thing, and they're following us, and they're reading what we're posting and all that stuff. And sometimes we post about life, and then sometimes we post about the game stuff. And then, but a lot of people are going to have Nintendo-centric stuff going up. Someone might go, well, what is that? Oh, that's a new NX. It's a new console. And then all the advertising could be Nintendo related on there and all that stuff. And then next thing you know, someone buys an NX because they saw this and they're like, hey, I want to be part of that. I want to get them stickers. Like, the stickers are cool. Like, how do I get them stickers? Well, and you make it where either those that are Nintendo fans that are playing the games can win them via achievements, or my mom, who doesn't have an NX but she likes it, she could buy them. She could buy those stickers. So it's you're kind of like catering to both sides. You know, you got the gamers that are actually going after your stickers, and then you have mom that just wants to put a sticker up on her website, on her Miiverse page, and she can, you know, I just think that, like, you can open this up to more people than just Nintendo players.
Well, and the way to do that is just automatically populate. So if you post something on the Miiverse, it automatically shows up on your Twitter, just like Instagram does. People do that all the time. I think you do that as well.
Yes.
If it shows up on Miiverse, it shows, like, maybe you have the text part, but then it links to whatever content it is, which opens up a separate window. I get this all the time because I don't have Instagram. Anytime somebody posts something on Instagram, it shows up on their Twitter feed. I click the picture and it says, download Instagram. Here you are on this little crappy mobile website. It'd be better if you download the app. So go ahead and do that. And it's like every single time somebody posts something, it crosses over onto Twitter. That's how you get that cross-pollination and bring people over. People aren't just going to be on this because it's a new social network. It's because it's invading their Twitter or their Instagram. Like, that's the thing. This Miiverse has to do it. Even, I just mentioned Twitter, but Instagram as well. It needs to populate somehow onto an Instagram or Facebook or everything else. And that's kind of a given. That's stuff that people had figured out years and years ago to have like Vine show up or whatever it is.
When Miitomo first started, like, I had people at, like, what is Miitomo? What is this? And, like, I had friends that were downloading it because they didn't know what Miitomo was, but they were like, hey, you're doing it, and I'm seeing it on your Facebook page, and I'm seeing it on your Twitter. It's kind of cool. I want to check it out. And they recognized the Miis from when they had Wiis, and they started to download. Now, obviously, that the only one playing is Justin Masson, but most of us have gotten rid of it. But, like, if you did something similar to that and gave people a reason to stay on there, I think it just works. I really do. And you basically link it to their Nintendo IDs. So, like, whatever my Nintendo ID is, that's what it is on the thing. And that's just the way it is, you know, and it is what it is. So
yeah, there's no benefit. Like, I think I maxed out my friends list on Miitomo. There's no benefit. There's no, like, you don't feel special. There's nothing like that. No. And that's what it was missing. It kind of goes back to my point before.
I was just doing it for coins, man.
Sure.
That's
but
all it was.
Still, like, there's a bit of a limit there too. Like you get coins from the first 10 questions or whatever it was. It wasn't conducive to making people feel like this was a platform that they could stand out on. It didn't make any sense. Wasn't incentivizing for me. So
exactly. So that is all. Thank you guys for listening to us. iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play. If you check us out on We the Nerdy, we appreciate it. If you watch this on YouTube, I'm not even going to attempt this because I don't know what you did to your Twitter handle.
it's just the name. The Twitter handle is still Sean Capri.
Okay,
the name
I just saw Sean Caprizi. I'm like, what the heck is Caprizi?
It says Caspery, like Casper, because everybody's changing names. October. It's supposed to be spooky. Just good, like even ghouls watch him. Instead of ghouls, his was way better. But mine is Casper, the friendly ghost.
You guys are stupid.
Just stop it.
No,
Bobby.
It's dumb. I don't
Caspery.
like it. Change it back to Capri.
In November.
So you can follow Sean Caspery.
Oh God.
On Twitter, Sean like Connery, Capri like the pants. You can follow me, Instagram, Twitter at Nintendo Gurus. You can also follow.
We're gonna follow you on the Miiverse.
Paoli 8280. The one thing that we do have now, if we ran Nintendo, at if we ran,
we have a Twitter.
Yeah, we have a Twitter account.
Look at that.
So both Sean and I actually run that account. If a tweet comes out and it's from me, it'll have a B at the end of it. If it comes out from Sean, it'll have an S at the end of it. It'll
have dash Sean Capri, the man.
Oh God! So
6 characters left.
If you guys have questions for us or comments or whatever, you guys could definitely start reaching out to us via Twitter. It was something that was a long time coming, and I didn't even think about it until like recently. And I was just like, I better grab that Twitter handle just in case I want it. I'm surprised nobody else just jerked me and took it. The Geek.
I should have taken it, just held it just until you figured it out.
Yeah, that would have been funny. I'd be like, Sean took our name, man.
I'm like, man, what a jerk. Probably just the egg, too.
I'd have been so mad. So that's all.
That is all.
You can nothing. I'm scrambling. So see me later.
You'll see me. I can't remember what he said. Oh no, I made a note of it. Bye. Ciao. See me later.
Next week, Toby and Sean. You guys got to be here for this one. This is going to be fun.
Being jerky.
Being rude and condescending.
A real big beef jerky, Bobby. Why did you do that voice?
I don't know. It just sounded like something I wanted to do at the
moment. That's very mean.
No, I'm never mean.
Let's see. That's Bobby.
Sean.
Hi.
Hi.
Here I am.
Hi.
I feel better this week.
That's very good, man.
Better. So good. I'm going to do this.
Oh, look at you.
Oh, this is even better this week. I even have it's just hot water and lemon. So I'm just, well, I guess that's none of my business. Damn, that's hot.
I got a bigger cup.
Oh, mine faces the wrong way. See, this thing assumes that I'm left-handed. Oh, wait, no.
Well, mine does too because I have.
Look,
see mine. Look. Okay, so there's yours. Right, I see yours. But then look at. But here's mine's the same way, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is it like that? Like, I don't want to be kissing Tigger every time I give.
You're gonna have to put your mouth all over him. An open mouth. You're gonna have to open mouth Tigger.
You stop. Come on.
Hi, Tigger. Ah. You're gonna.
I'm not gonna drink coffee now because you're gonna have me laughing.
I love your shirt. Look at that. That's incredible. Who you got on there?
Thank you.
Yeah, all the 8-bit heroes.
Yeah, man.
I see the middle ones.
Yeah, man.
No,
I got Link, so Mario, Mega Man, Link, Scrooge McDuck, Kirby, and one of the dudes from
the Final Fantasy. I know that from Tactics. I don't know if that character showed up anywhere else.
Yeah, in like Final Fantasy 3.
Like 3, yeah. Okay. How are you today, Bobby? You working?
I am good, Sean. How are you? I'm
You-
gonna
you-
shut my
it seems
phone
like
off
you're
because I
working.
really don't want to be dealing with. You know what? I need to leave it on. Shut this off.
Where's my notebook?
All right.
Hang on. My shit's all over the place.
Oh, come on, man.
Shut up.
You know, can we please get this room done?
I can't even hear you bitching, so you might as well just stop. Bitch. I'm Bobby. Beep, beep, beep.
You know what? Don't.
Can you use
relax.
color splash music on today's episode?
I can. Yeah.
Yeah, we have
will.
like a whole new. I need to find where I can like download the soundtrack.
I'm
We'll
sure
get into it.
somewhere.
We'll get
Just
into
type
it.
in some-
Stop talking to me. Let's just
Let's
record.
jump into it. What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 27 of If We Ran Nintendo.